Okay, let me see if this picture is a little clearer. I'm going to start from the beginning. Thank you all for being diehard for me. I promise you I'm going to show you something very valuable. So eventually I'll do it without even thinking about it. Okay, so let's come right here. Is it clear? Let me check this out. I'm going to push back my cuticles just like it's a real person. So my client is keeping the same look as she did 3 weeks ago because it is still November. She loves the look. She paid for her dimensions. So I'm going to show you how you rebalance them back, how you would charge accordingly, and how you complete it from start to finish. So you start with pushing back the cuticles. Okay. Then I'm going to go into my arbor band, my medium grit, which is a 150 on 5,000 RPM. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come in and prep her cuticle area first. Go over it one more time. Then I'm going to tickle through the shine from the rest. And I didn't pull my grass extractor out because, let me put this a little more straight. My view is horrible. Let me move this here, here. There we go. You guys, thank you for hanging in there. I'm going to give some awesome content once I get this all down. I'm super successful in salon. Now I'll be successful on YouTube. Oh my gosh, it's learning technology. But anyways, here I go, prepping through the rest of the nail. And really, you don't have to take off all the top coat. You just have to texture it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come here, dust it off. Then I'm going to go into swipe to change the pH balance. Plus, you notice I dusted it first, dusted her fingers first. The reason why I do that is it's taking off all those particles first, the majority of them, and this is taking off the rest. You could have a lifting issue if you don't dust first and then go into swipe because you can't tell if all the particles are out from her sidewalls and her cuticles. So that's a really, really good thing to keep in mind. So now I'm going to go into protein bond and I'm going to do one coat through these 3. So if I was doing a full set, I would go through all 5, then the other 5, and then go through all 10 after that. So I always do 2 coats. It's just added insurance. That way you know they're not going to lift. So we'll go ahead and do that. And clean this off. Okay, come back in for your second round with your protein bond. And this one you only need really on the natural nail. Okay, from here, I am going to take my base gel and I'm going to base from cuticle to free edge. Okay. Alrighty, and then follow through. Okay, once I accomplish that, I am going to put her under the light and I will work on the other hand. You're always in motion. Right now, we're just doing a demo on a training hand. So if you were doing a full set, you obviously would be working on the next hand. So what I'm going to do is get my colors out that I'm going to be using. I'll put them on this one. They're the same colors I used for my last one. Okay, so it's the Ice Nova brand, number 009 and 010. And this brand is Miss Star Glazy. They're really cool, kind of like silky look, magnetic cat eye colors. And this one's called Wine. It's pretty funny because it doesn't look like wine when you see it. I guess it could be a mix of like some sort of wine. Yeah. Okay. Put some here. Let's get the 0110. It's a very metallic magnetic color. The reason why I have these brands more than 10 of my clients sent me these photos of these exact colors. So I read the ingredients and I'm like, okay, I think this is fine. I ordered them and they actually work great. So I could give them exactly the color that they wanted. I didn't quite have um, this one right here exactly, and this is a little more metallic than the colors I owned already. If you've seen my collection, it is insane. I have a huge collection. I always think I have the color, but when it comes down to it, it's a little off. Okay, so I'm gonna come out. So let me get my brushes. You know what? I'm going to open these just in case I want to use the brush, but most likely I probably won't. Nope, you know what I'm going to use? Let me get, I'm going to use this brush and this one right here. So these are the two brushes I'll use for the art, to fill everything in. So I'll come in here. I think what I'm going to do is cover it all with this main color I used. Now, if you bring it down a little over it, it'll probably be easier. So let me show you. Like if you come down like this and try, doesn't matter, it comes over, it's covering some of your design. I'll show you the little trick I do. So that way I have it covered great, but yet it's not covering up the design I still want to use. I'll take my other gel brush and I'll come in and take it off that spot, off that spot. So what I'm going to do is use my pin cure. Before that, I'm going to activate it, I think. Let's see. So I'm going to take a magnet. There we go. And I'm going to activate it a little. So see how it turns a little more brown in some spots, and some spots it's a little more smoky. Ooh, I like that. Okay, let's say if you do something you really, really don't like the way it looks, like you wanted a little more frosty there, you could come in and go over it again and touch it in the direction you would like. That looks great. So now I'm going to pin cure it. Okay, I'm going to go into the next color. I'm going to use my striping brush for this. And I am going to go into my green. So let's add some green here. And just use your imagination. It's really not a big deal where you put it. You just have to like it, right? And your client just has to like it. Come in right here a little. Okay, there we go. In here. And I think I'm going to come in on this side and do some blue. And I'm going to add a little bit more of this through here so I could add a little bit more magnet look into it. So now I'm going to come in here, activate it. Just use your imagination from here. You really can't go wrong. That looks really good. Okay, so here I'm going to come in with maybe my blue through here. I don't want to copy what I did on the other side, so let me come here. And I'm going to do green, maybe connecting it here. So remember, on my designs, I never copy exactly. I'll use the same colors, but I don't put it all in the same spot, so it kind of flows. Let's use some blue right here. Okay, so this isn't going to be as expensive for your client as it was. So it's not going to be the same cost when you first initially did it because it's not from a full nail. You're just carrying it on. So I typically do anywhere like $5 to $10 a nail. It's completely up to you what you feel like is worth it. Some designs are really, really entailed. So be mindful of what you're charging and make it worth it for yourself and for them as well. think I'm gonna butt up green with this. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so let me show you sideways what it looks like. You can see it filling in. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more of this color right, right here. I'm gonna activate these that I wanna add a little bit more. I think I want that part frosty a little. So I'm gonna come in this way. Yeah. Oh wow, that one came out cool. Okay, let's pan cure this. And what the pan cure does is start to cure it so it's not moving on me. And I could go to my next step. I have to final cure it at some point, but you could get away with pan curing it right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is come in with my little art that I have, my little flakes. Let me move this to the side. These are some of my favorite things, and they're 3 colors. So these 3 colors right here, um, they're actually you could get them off of my link tree on Amazon, my Amazon link tree on Instagram, or you could order them from Gemini Cosmetics, and you could use the code MJAY15 and get a 15% discount. I believe 6 to 8 colors come in this. For sure 6. I'm not sure. I've bought so many kits, I don't really remember how many came, but the colors are amazing. So, and they have them everywhere. I have some from Wildflowers, just different places. Everybody has flakes, right? From somewhere. But I really think these colors are unique. This one looks really yellow. See how it looks yellow on there? But when you put it on a dark color, let me give you an example. And this is a little tip I could give you that when you're not sure what it's going to emit, put it on top of a dark color and it'll show you exactly what it's going to be. Okay. If it's on a light, see that yellow. Okay. If you don't want to see it, don't use it. This is going to show a lot of fire, a lot of fall colors, a little blue glow. Okay. So always put it on black. This shows a lot of green. When you put it on here, it shows way more pink. Okay. So just a little tip. I have a black and white always tile just for that reason. So now I'm going to use, let me wipe this little thing off. Let me zoom in a little. Let me come in a little. How much did I get off for So Gemini Cosmetics, you get 15% off with MJ15. And usually when you put my quote in, they know you that I taught you or you learned from me. So they always put extra or like little notes and little things for you to try. So it's really cool. They're a really cool small mom and pop owner. So now I'm just gonna put my flakes where I want to put them, like use my imagination here. I think I want to put some blue here. I just got done with my Lash Girl's nails, and she's like, "The blue in your nails is sick. It looks so good." I'm like, "Thank you." Um, there we go. And it was this color here. I showed her what color it was. She goes, "I would have never thought it was that color." So, very cool color. Let's use a little pink here. If it's not picking up, you could come back to your tile. See how it has a little residue? Kind of touch it and get it wet, and it's very easy to pick it up from there. And see how I'm even adding down here? So what I'm doing is kind of changing her look a little bit and adding a little more than before when she got. So she's able to feel like she's still enjoying the design, but it's a little bit different. Let me see what this looks like. I'm gonna put a little more fire. This color right here, I've kind of been obsessed with. It's so pretty. Has that little fire. Great for fall. Okay, let's put a little bit of that right here too. I'll use my little metal stick. And again, this stick, it's actually a pedicure tool, but look how it looks like an orange wood stick. You could reuse this and sanitize it. This one I've had well over 20 years. There is a link on my link tree. You could get it from Amazon. They sell out a lot, but they tend to put them back. quite often. The other day, it was still there. Okay, so what I'm going to do from here is I think I like this. Sometimes I'll even take their hand client profile to kind of see if I want to add more bling. So let's do that really quick. Let me zoom out just a tad bit. Yeah, let's add a little bit more of this color. I do this a lot. Those of you who have seen me work before, I do move my clients' nails all different directions, wherever I think I want to see a color. It's kind of like when I look at my nails, I want to put the bling in a certain area. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Okay, happy with that. Let me push it in. So I'm actually going to have her go under to cure it. I'm going to fully cure the gel polish and I'll do 60 seconds just to be safe because it's a lot more at the cuticle. So I do like to be safe at the end and fully cure it for 1 full minute. While I'm fully curing it, I am closing everything and cleaning up and getting ready for my next step. Do not put all your stuff away because after you file a dimension, sometimes you file out some of your dimension. And I think that's where some people get frustrated. Honestly, trust the process. I'm going to show you how you put it back in. It's not going to mess with the integrity of the nail. Okay, so once I have that done, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to go a little bit further in so you could, a little closer so you could see how I'm going to rebalance them right now. You know my favorite gel, right, to encapsulate with. Everybody knows my favorite gel that I encapsulate with. It's Build Pink. And I'm going to kind of put this right here so you could kind of see them. Build Pink makes every color pop. If you do not have Build Pink, Build amplifies everything, but for some, and it will still look and look pretty, but when you put it next to Build Pink, and I'm going to use it in the tube, it is a huge difference. It kind of makes it amplify from there. The tube is the same thing as it in the pot. It's just your preference. Okay, I use them both, but in this case, I'm going to use my one in the tube. Okay, so I'm going to come right here, bring it about to there. I don't need to bring it all the way down because I'm just balancing the back. And you could see your design magnify here. Bring it down. And I'm doing a very light touch, like light as a feather. Very light hand. Let's see here. Right here's my weak spot. I'm right-handed, so I neglect I always have to come back on my left corner. And sometimes I leave it and come back after. It depends how my gel is flowing. If it's flowing really fast, I am literally going to put her under and leave it and come back in and fill in that corner after. So what I'll do is I'll just flash this. And if you flash around the perimeter of the nail, it's not going to move. And that's literally all you have to do. And I'm going to come in with my next one. It's winter, so it doesn't tend to do it as much as summer here in Las Vegas. You guys know if you've been here, it is very hot here. I find myself doing one at a time sometimes, but that's okay. One at a time, I'm still in motion. I'm always moving. So don't think because you're not doing them all at once that the clock is ticking and you're taking longer. As long as you're in motion, you're golden. Okay, so let's get a little bit more here. And as you can see, it's not really. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, ask them in the chat. Okay, and then I'm actually not in the chat. After I launch it, go in and ask me the questions and I'll respond with everything, even where you could purchase some of this stuff that I'm using, okay? Okay, put it in the chat too. Do you guys use gel? Are you beginner gel? Are you advanced? What would you like to see from me to teach you? I like to go to the basics as well. Just throw things out and give me random ideas and I'll make it happen. I'll come on more often too if I have all those ideas on there. For sure, I'll be coming on 3 times a week, but I plan on coming on more, but I could promise you 3 times a week. And they'll get better and better. My little getting to learn the YouTube thing for myself. Once you got it, you got it, but you have to start somewhere. The key to success is not stopping and keep going till you get it right. So I'm going ahead and filling the back end. And as you could see on the side, see how I built up my body again? Right there, it looks like I'm missing, but it's not. It's the light brown. But if it bugged me later or my client, I could put like at the end a little embellishment there, like the little flakes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is check them all out. And now I'm going to fully cure them for 2 full minutes. They look a little different from the last video because every time you keep the design, see how they move and like look, they even look more like more depth. I love to rebalance my dimensions I like when they keep them because it looks even more deep. It's just a really cool look. So again, thank you for liking and subscribing and following me. It helps me to bring more to you. So like, subscribe, share, like everybody says. It does make a difference to everybody because it does get you really fired up and keep you wanting to go. And knowing that I'm bringing good education to you and inspiring you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get my bits ready. Remove this one. You guys know me. I like my X cut. You could use whatever one you like. They both are the same. I've showed you this many times. This is just a little shorter. There we go. This is just a little shorter because it's rounded off, but they're the same bit, same cut, both amazing. Both are correct. It's whatever one you prefer. I learned on an X cut, so I think that's why that's my favorite. I'm going to this is my favorite hand sanitizer. I'll have to get the sanitizer out. I have it in a refill bottle. I'll share it with you. It's from Gemini Cosmetics. This one's vanilla. It smells amazing. They have a great mint one I like for pedicures. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. And I like to have my bit out a little because it's a longer nail. If you look on my nail, if it's all the way in and I'm filing, it wants to hit here. If you have it out just a little, then you're able to file very well and it not, this part, the shaft not hit your fingernail. So let me lock this in. Let me wipe off the sticky residue. So I am going to wipe off my sticky residue with Swipe. I mean, those of you that watched the other one, I think these nails look even better than the first because of so much going in, and it looks like you're looking inside a kaleidoscope or something. I'm going to add something else that she didn't have before, is I just thought of it while I was doing this. I got some new chrome gels that you could paint with. You could paint scenery, people, whatever, or just for dimension or accent color. So I'll share that with you. Okay, I'm also going to turn on my dust extractor. I'm not going to put it really close, and I'm going to use it a little lower. It is the cosmetic shot vac, so it's not going to come right here, and it doesn't go underneath. It's a little thing that sucks. It's a really big tube, and it actually sucks really well, but I'm not going to put it on high because I'm afraid you won't be able to hear me. So you'll still see dust on my hands, but it'll never come towards me or my client. Okay, so let's see what I have it on. Okay, I'm going to ask you if you can hear me. Could you hear me okay? Let me know. Okay, so I'll wait to see the response. Okay, is it too loud? Can you hear me okay? Because I have it on half the speed. So I'm just going to use it. And if it bothers you, every dust extractor makes noise. It just does. That's just how it is. It's to save our lungs and everything. I love this one because I don't have to change the pad in there for 2 weeks. They say you could go 3 to 4 months, but honestly, there's no way. I use gel. I do so many nails that I could use this for that long. The cool thing about it is it does have a mechanism that'll beep at you when it's getting full and you'll have to move it down. Okay, so just a little insight on that. I will share information of that with you too. So now I'm on 12,000 RPMs. I'm going to kind of get it as close as I can. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come around the cuticle area here, and around the cuticle area. I could do a hand over too, it's much easier. So look at this, see the volume here? All it did was rebalance it back to where it wanted to be. I put it about to here. So there's hardly any filing. So you're still making a little more money than a rebalance because they're keeping their look and you're using extra stuff, but it's a lot quicker and they get to enjoy it through the whole month. It's also another way to share with them. It's another way to share with them that you're paying this much for your dimension right now, but this is the season. I could rebalance it as long as you want. I could keep rebalancing it. You could keep this look for 6 months if you want. What you have to do as a nail tech is build up the body here every time you're filling it in, because eventually, right, it's going to be a whole new design if you do that. I know nail techs that do that, but just keep adding and changing the look a little. So there's so many things you could do. So I'll start showing you a lot of this stuff as I get more seasoned in this. Okay, so now I'm just going to breeze through it, kind of taking my time, but I'm going to show you exactly what I do and so on. Okay, I like that right there. Come here. Following the I formation still. And as you can see, I'm focusing more here because that's where I added. Remember, if you file something out, don't freak out. Everything's fixable, but you have to file it right. I find a lot of people leave it thicker and bulky because they're afraid to file it out. Don't be afraid to file it out. I mean, it's nice to not, but it happens with the dimensions. So I will show you how you will make it look brand new again. So when I'm doing this, I'm not putting any pressure. All I'm doing is reshaping her nail. Okay, I formation here. I think my bit slowed down, my e-file slowed down. It did. I have it in a drawer, and sometimes when I shut it, it tends to slow down a little, and I'm so used to the speed of the e-file, I can tell when it's going slower than I like it to. So I were working on 12,000. Ooh, that blue right there is so pretty. Blue and green are very hot this season. A lot of clothing. Been a lot of clothing and a lot of nails. So I also put my hand inside my thing and see how it cleans it. I also will have my clients if there is, so you never have dust anywhere. And I have this on half the speed and it's still sucking really well. Okay, I'm gonna compare it to my neighbor here. So see how I look at him sideways? Okay, so I wanna make them look alike. Right here, I'm gonna bring it down a little. So a little high right here. Cool. Good things Eric's with me right now to ask the question because he's watching me right now. So he said, the question is, how do you maintain a C curve when you do a rebalance and keeping the proper structure? That is the best question ever. I will do that live on one of the ones coming up, but I'll explain it to you right now. When I remove the product and I'm prepping, before I do that, I turn it upside down and I come in and I create my C curve kind of in this motion. So it's better when I'm actually doing it, but I come under with my X cut, come over on the side, and I bring it down, okay? Especially if you're gonna shorten them. Okay, so I need to do that like on a real person because on Sally, it really doesn't do that because her nails don't grow. So what I'll do is I'll put it on one of the hairdressers in here where I work. I'll get them to use it for a short live, okay? Then that way I'll show you from start to finish. I do have a video on it though, on YouTube, don't we? Yes, we do. So I do have one from start to finish. I believe I did a full set. We do have one for rent as well from start to finish of a rebalance and changing the look. We still have rentals on our website if you're interested in those. It's vibenailounge.com. and that will go straight to our website, and you could actually purchase them on there. They go directly to you. So don't purchase them until you're ready to watch them. Until you're ready to watch them. Then, because if you buy it and think you're going to watch it later, it starts for the 2 days, the 48 hours from the time of purchase. Okay. Let me come a little more here. So do you see how my left hand pivots my client? You can see how it pivots. I move her and my hand does its job. So I literally always do this with my client. The comments I get from them, because I've done a lot of new clients living here in Vegas now, is it's interesting how you e-file. I feel secure because you brace my finger at all times. You move my finger when no one ever has moved my fingers before. So think about it. Most nail techs, then when they're not trained, are trying to do nails straight like this. And what happens is your body's getting compromised. You're going to break down. Your shoulders are going to break down. So being sideways like this and maneuver and helping your hand help you makes a huge difference. All right, follow through with here. Then what I'm going to do once I have this all even is compare my neighbor. Really high here. I want it a little tighter here. I don't care if I file out some of my flakes. See how I did? But you see my volume still there? It doesn't matter. Okay, let me turn this down a little. Okay, is that better? I felt like it got a little louder, so I turned it down. But I can't be without a dust extractor, so go ahead and come here. That sounds about like the Young Nails one. That that strength right there actually is. Okay, so now I'm going to compare them here. This one I'm going to bring in. It looks a little off. And sometimes they wear their nails down a little. So what I'm going to do is just make it straight. This one looks a little longer. So how you could get away with this and around the perimeter like this is with no pressure. Just contact. It's turning for you for a reason. It's going 12,000 RPMs a minute. That means 12,000 times in 1 minute. Straighten them here. I try to do as much as I can with my e-file and less filing if possible. Okay, I am going to turn her this way. Let me see the view. I will go out a little. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking to see what side I favor, and I always favor a side. This side I favor. So I like to use my bit and come in. Now this is kind of an advanced move. You just have to make sure you're parallel on the nail. If not, it'll bounce, okay? So let's come in here. You'll see. Make sure I'm in view. And this one's the opposite. I'm still going to hand file in this direction, but it's a lot less. I'd rather take care of more of it with my e-file. Saves my hand and my career in the long run. And it's a little thick right there. Okay, so let me turn this off. Well, no, I'm not going to turn off yet. I'm going to use one more bit. I'm going to go ahead and dust it so you guys can see. I don't use this on a client ever because it does attract oils and stuff. I just use it on my training hand. That is it. Okay, so I'm going to switch to my arbor band. Now, most people go into filing, hand filing. I like to go to my arbor band and put it on 9,000 RPMs. So it will fine tune on my shape here so it's less filing for me. Okay, so I'll come in right here. Now around here, around your cuticle area, don't trip out as stuff is filing out. Don't panic. Tell your client, don't worry, it's not gonna mess up the integrity of it. It's just going to all it is just the color. So don't worry about it. So when I'm doing this, I'm still kind of going through my eye formation, checking all my points, seeing where I want to get tighter. I still compare it to my neighbor in every way. Okay, go a little thinner here. And this isn't really going to get hot because I am not shaping the entire nail. All I'm doing is fine tuning it. And this is, I wanted to show you this because a lot of people are going to get high art. Some people might want to wear it 2 times. You could even turn this look into Christmas if you wanted to by adding another color on top or filing it down a little more if you want to add more in here and not taking it all the way down. There's so many options and so many things you could do. Okay, so now let's turn this off. That was literally on 3 and it still sucked a lot. Now I usually use it on 10. I could have a conversation with my client well. We're not yelling at each other. It's just different when you're filming. It's a lot louder. Let's go ahead and come here. I'm going to use a 150 file. I'm going to come in here. Now I like to thin out my free edge first, making sure that it's the thinness to my liking. And I like it really thin at the tip. Your strength is here, so don't be afraid of getting it super thin. Plus, this is the art of this design and shape. This shape is to be very, very tight all around the perimeter. Checking all my sides. I think I want this a little thinner. Okay, so I actually just think, what colors would you pair if you like have a solid color like I have? Right now I have the color in common, but I could change it up if she changes her mind. So what I could do is I'll polish this nail to show you how it will make it pop and change it. You already saw the new colors on mine, like how mine look. What if she wants it more bold? I would use a color in common. I would use one of these two for sure. I feel like that would be very pretty because it would still match. And you can even activate them. It'd be very, very pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to look down here, make sure they're straight. So this is another thing I always do is I come in, I keep it flat, and I work it all the way to the side. Because sometimes it's a little higher on one side. When it is, that's how you fix that. Okay, I'm going to turn her around, and I'm going to look at client profile. Okay, this is what makes everything beautiful. This is when your shape is really on fire, right? So these are really extreme, almost stiletto, but I didn't put the form on like a stiletto, but I ended it kind of like a little more sharp. Okay. Okay, so all I'm doing is blending them in, and I always compare it to my neighbor. This is another comment I'm sure you guys could agree with me. People, oops, well, good thing our clients' nails don't fall off, just Sally's. They say, no one's ever turned my hand around for the shape. And that's what helps you build your clientele too. Your pretty shape, they're consistent all the time. People get tons of compliments on their nails when they're fit for their nail. And a lot of comments too is, I've worn nails for years and I've never got this many compliments on my nails. People tell me that a lot too. It makes me very happy because I love what I do and I'm happy they're happy. So these little things I'm showing you are little tricks to the trade. Okay, so once you like the way they look, hold on, I'm gonna go a little more here. That looks a little bulky right there. Move her a little bit. You see how I'm holding her nail? It's not just to hold Sally's nail in. It actually braces your client's nail, so when you're filing here, they're not gonna have sore fingers. If you're going like this, it's gonna move on them, and they are going to be sore for a couple days. But see, even here, look at where I put my finger. I put my finger here, and it's bracing her free edge. Okay, so all these little things matter. That was a little thicker than the others. They look great now. Now I'm gonna turn her over. I'm just gonna dust her with this first, and then I'm gonna dust it like I would a client. I only okay, so my last video, I used my 100 grit. The reason why I did it was a little white on me, and it's really easy to come in and really fast to get it in, okay? I very rarely use this, very rarely. Now, if I didn't have an e-file, you probably would be using this a lot because it's gonna be a little more aggressive than your 150 and take stuff down a lot sooner. Now, notice on some of these, some of the design filed out, but you could still see my gel there. You know how thin it is around on our nail hair. It happens with the dimensions. So I got to do the same thing I did before, but not before I come in with my, I know. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here with my square bit, and I always do this. Always do this. Why do I do this? I do this because sometimes it looks like you filed it really tight, but sometimes there's a higher spot like right there. See, I went over it a few times. That's not her natural nail I'm going over. That is all her product. Okay. This helps me to do a flawless polish job, and it also creates a really pretty cuticle job. So what I'll do next, Sally does not have cuticles, but I'm going to show you what I do real quick. I put on my little ball bit, and then I come in and I just on top of her skin, zero pressure, and I am on 5,000 RPMs. Now, if you're on 5,000 RPMs and you're not putting pressure, just making contact and seeing it turn, what's happening is it's dull and you need a new one. You're going to burn them if you put pressure for it to come down. So this bit doesn't last you too long. It lasts me about 2 weeks before I need a new one. And that's doing anywhere from 8 to 12 services in a day, depending what I'm doing on them. Okay, so let me get my, so now I'm going to come in. Okay, see in here, if somebody, the bit you should use if something gets on the skin is I would use the square bit. First of all, I wouldn't even use the bit at first. I would come in with this end, and usually when you come in like this, it comes off if you haven't cured it. If it's cured already, um, it usually will peel right off. But if it's hooked to the polish, if that's what you're talking about, because that could happen, it drips and it's kind of here. What I would do, and say you need to do a second coat of polish and it's like that, you're like, oh my gosh, that is a great question, actually. Because this bit, I'm so glad that we have this bit. Young Mills has this bit. It's my favorite bit for a lot of reasons. I mean, I have a lot of favorite bits. I guess that they're all my favorite, but I use this a lot. So let's say the polish is right there cured. I'll start right, like you see the line here of your sidewall and you see here, and let's say it's covered there. What you'll do is come right here, no pressure, just contact, and come in this way. Okay, so that's what I do. That's a great question. What I'm going to do is get rid of this. I have dust all over this, so always get rid of it. The grit of the ball bit is a 150. So let me show you all the 150 bits, okay, real quick, that I use. 150, grab them all real quick. 150, 150. These are all 150. This is called the cross cut. It's a medium cross cut. See how it's a diamond cut? It's the same grit as these. This is just a smaller version of it. This is the square bit, 150, ball bit 150. The reason why it's a 150, it could touch your skin or your nail without doing damage. Anything higher than that is going to be more aggressive, and I wouldn't touch it on the natural nail or on their skin. Anything higher than that's going to be much too soft, like a 240 or a 180 is much too soft for a prep or to take anything off. So 150 is that perfect medium grit that you could use to prep, clean up your cuticle or your sidewall, whatever you need. So these are the three ones I use. There's one more left. I left it out. My little arbor band and sanding band. So my sanding band's 150 as well. So all these do the same thing. They're just cut different for different things. Now this one here, you could use for cuticle work too. It's what I used for years before we had this one. Works great. I use it for larger areas, right? I also use this in pedicures to take off rough edges, or if your clients get really dry fingers, I'll slough it off with this one here. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is protein bond these. And I want you to see from the side, your structure is in there. See how it's coming up, up? I didn't file out my structure, okay? So I'm going to come in here. Okay, I think all of a sudden my reception, I might have to start doing this from home or get a new router in here because for some reason it's sometimes going blurry on me, and this is important. I gotta make sure you could see this okay. Protein bond's fine. If it's blurry during bond, it's fine, but let me check on my other device and see when it comes in clear. Okay. It's kind of not. What is going on? Good there. Let me go a little closer. Let me come here. Okay, you guys, I hope it's clear because on one device it looks clear and one it doesn't. I have a couple devices because last time it was kind of crazy. I just wanted to make sure that it was going to come out good. I hope this is clear for you. Okay. So I'm going to get my colors back out. Whoops. There. Come right here. Need a little more of that one, and I need a little bit more of the green, I feel like. So my pretty design kind of filed out a little, but I'm not even worried about it. What I'm going to do first, and you don't have to do this. You could go straight into your color, but I find I've done this for a really long time. It's much easier if you put manicure top down and it gives you a nice dispersion layer where everything glides on great. If you go straight into gel polish, sometimes you see the little marks and they want to go like continue into your cuticle. So it's just a trick I do. You could try it either way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and come in. And I'm just going to flash set this for 30 seconds. And while she's flash curing, I am going to bring my other embellishments out that I have, my little flakes. Wipe this off with some swipe. Okay, once this is off, you get centered here. We're going to go through the same as we did earlier. Let's come here. and I'm gonna put it on all those spots. I'm going to activate it. Now let me this one has the color already there. I don't need it right there. I wanna do more of remember to keep this very thin, okay? Let's activate it. Okay, I'm going to flash set it. Now, I have done it where I filled it and did this on top. You can't get away with that very well because all your design's on top and then it goes down. So for some reason, when some's left in there and some's on top, it flows great. So just a little tip and little trick. Okay, let's do our blue here. Let's carry a little green here. Maybe I'll just do blue right here. A little bit of blue here. Actually, I feel like I'm putting too much blue here. Let me put green there. Just do the old wipe off. I really like this green. I'm gonna take some of this. Okay, let's activate it. I don't know, when you activate it, it looks so good after. Okay, let's flash set this. Okay, let's come in with our little, and now I'm gonna add my color again. Blue. Ooh, I don't want that there. Oh Lord. Actually, if it stays, it's fine. Just a little bit, but not a lot of it. Okay, let's get this again. I'm gonna use my little blue first. I've been using this a lot. I'm running out of it. I need to order some more. Gemini Cosmetics has this whole, if you want 15% off of it, you could see the price as opposed to the online off of my link tree. The ones on Amazon kind of are sometimes the price changes. They have sales. Okay, I think I want a pink one now. Like this one right here will be so pretty. Right there. I need to add one down here. Now I do this all day, every day because everybody wants dimensions that sits in my chair. That's actually why they come to me typically. I do a lot of, not a lot, but probably like 40% of my clients are shorter, clean, very pretty nails. And then the rest are a little longer or high art. But it's nice to have the in between because sometimes being creative on that level for so it's just kind of gets stagnant sometimes and you want to go back to basics. All right, that looks great. So you have to make sure everything's flat because it's on top of the nail. It's not encapsulated. When it's encapsulated, I might push them down a little, but I don't care as much. You could also, I don't have a glove here. I'm out of them, so I'm going to get my little tab from my Young Nails forms, and I'm just going to make sure it's tight because I don't want to have to buff this if I don't have to after my top coat. But if so, at least I know I can buff it and make it very, very smooth. So I'll look at it from every side and make sure that they're fine. And then I'm going to come in with my light one more time. I'm sure a couple of you will know why I come in with my light. Why I do is that the dispersion layer still has cure time. So this is curing it on there. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my manicure top to seal it. And the thing is with the products I'm using, it's not making it thicker. I'll show you again from the side. It's not making it thicker at all. These all cure very tight. If it's getting thicker, it's probably what you're using. So that's why I tell you what I'm using when I'm using it. Okay, come in here. Okay, I'm gonna cure this like 30 seconds and then I'm gonna get my favorite stain resistant. Well, let me show you a trick. Let's do this 30 seconds because it's very rare you get away with. It's a lot of steps, but it comes out very nice and it's worth what they pay for it. If you're not charging much for them, honestly, you start somewhere and you start charging more. But when you're getting to the place where you're charging $10 to $25, depending what you're doing on the dimension, then it better be consistent all the time and it better last. So all these little things I'm going to show you just in case one's rough, what you'll do. So you'll come out, let's say, oh, that looks a little rough. Or I usually look at it from the side. If you don't want to wait to find out, put the manicure top because you'll save time if you wipe it off if you're not sure and then buff it and cure it instead of waiting a full minute for it to cure, finding out you have to buff it, you're actually saving time. There's only one that's rough, this one, but I'll show you what you'll do if you were to do all of them. You will take a brand new 180 and it has to be new because once you use this a while, it goes down to 30 and a 240, your top coat's going to peel off. So those of you that are having issues with your top coat peeling, chances are it doesn't have a tacky layer or it doesn't have a grit that's going to hold on well enough. So it has to be at least a 150, but you could get away with a 180 buffer if it's new. And I love this combo one because you could come in and file your sides if you need to. Say the polish came down a little in a spot, just say you could come in with it, clean it all up. Now this way, you never want your clients to feel anything. I don't want to feel anything on my nails for sure when I do it. So let's say you feel like it's too smooth. Come in with your 150 on the side. So that way you have the proper grit and you know it's going to stick. It's not going to pill. Where is it going to pill? Always from here. It never pills from the cuticle back. It always starts to pill from here. So you could come back in and put your texture. Better to be safe than sorry. Okay, so let's dust this off. And so wipe. And then now I'm going to come into Protein Bond and a final top coat. My final top coat is going to be stain resistant. It looks like there's a little bit off there. Hold on. I'm a perfectionist. See right there? My polish could go a little further back. It's not a big deal. It's going to be very easy to fix. I'm going to go in with my blue. I come over the top. See how my brush is straight up and down? So it's just covering that little spot. And you know what? My clients love when I do this because they love how picky I am. They like that I have attention to detail. They're trying to keep it looking really, really great. Okay. Flash it, pin cure it. That's long enough to make it not move. Now let's go into Protein Bond a little more. Now I'm going to go into Stain Resistance. Hold on. Open that. Stain Resistance, my favorite top coat. when I have it running. Okay, I think these look great. It's stuck. That was from a phone call? I'm not sure if you guys could hear me, but let's see. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys could still hear me. I don't know what happened, but anyways, I will finish these out. They just came out. I'm wiping off the swipe, and I will post the finished look. Thank you for following me and checking out. Okay, so you could actually hear, so you could see me hear me bummed out. My picture wasn't moving. Don't worry, you guys. I will show you the finished look. All I did was buff it and put my stain resistant on it. And from there, I was done. They actually looked a lot. I wanted to use the other new gel, but I'll use it in another one. I haven't used it yet. I just opened it and it looked amazing. I'll come on again, possibly tomorrow. I think I can make tomorrow happen. And what I'm going to do is practice this. I'm not sure if it's our Wi-Fi or what's going on. We have great Wi-Fi, so I'm not really sure what's going on, but we're going to make sure it's working great on a different channel to make sure that that it's working or something. So we'll make sure it's working for you. Thank you so much for taking your time and joining. It means a lot to me. I hope you got the gist out of it. It froze right before I was going to put my top coat on. So you kind of saw what they look like before that. So thank you so much for tuning in and spending your time with me. And you all have a beautiful evening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.